Adonis D. Johnson. This is the Rude Awakening. This is our broadcast. We tune in the 3 o'clock hour on live on YouTube as well as on Facebook. If you get in your best position, I explain this to you very quickly. If you have the time for yourself, I don't mind using my time to assist some of you. Listen, this broadcast is coming up on another anniversary, right? We've been doing this a long time. This broadcast was set up as a way to support yourself. I believe that we needed something that was more stable, but more solid. We needed something that was different, but we needed to make sure we can get to the destination and whatever target that we set out to do. This mission did not start at the end, it started at the beginning. And sometimes the beginning is starting over. Our game over, your game over was your starting over point. I'm grateful for each and every last you that takes the time out to address yourself, to check yourself, to reassess yourself, to realign yourself, to refresh yourself, and to revive yourself. There's many more things that can go on, from restarting yourself to reconditioning yourself. Everything that I'm naming and speaking out is very important. That is your job to do. Unfortunately, no one gave the instructions what you need to do in order to be mentally healthy, right? To stay mentally healthy, you need to mentally condition yourself. Unfortunately, for many of us, we've been thrown into life to deal with life. No life jacket, no raft, no one coming to save you. We've been given these characters to believe in. We done believed in teachers that never really knew our names. We believed in leaders that never knew we was following them. And if we was following them, did they know where we needed assistance at? Tour guides, life guides, they didn't know that, hey, this is your stop, right? Empower you. This broadcast might not go out, but it will goes in a book. It'll go in the books, it'll go in my book, right? As well as your book, as somebody that took the time out to, again, to make it personal. When you make things personal, you only got progress. For many people right now, this is the summer season. So people out doing whatever it is they have always done. But for many of us, there had to be a time. We had to take a time out, and we had to really take into consideration, do you really want your life to run the same course that it has always ran? Second of all, for many of the new entrepreneurs that's out putting out this energy, I'm an entrepreneur, I don't want to work for nobody. I understand your drive. I understand your goal. Unfortunately, do you tell that to the person that's watching you? Do you tell it to your children, your nieces and nephews? Do you broadcast school is whack, education is whack, you can start your own business, don't work for nobody? But yet, if they don't work for nobody, have you done the work on yourself? Have you made this a self evaluation? How you took the time out to recognize that, hey, you know what? If I'm gonna work for anybody, it's gonna be for me, and I'm gonna work on myself. I'm getting up on time. I'm eating at a certain time. I'm going to the gym at a certain time. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm drinking my water. I'm doing my skincare in the morning and the night. I'm doing my hygiene. I'm gonna treat my hair, conditioner, and everything else that I need so that internally I can prepare myself. You see, that's what it means to work. Make my own money. Life is not just about money, right? But for some reason, we believe that money is the answer for everything. Why you stressing out? Money. Why you can't take no trip? Money. Why you worrying? Money. Why your hair falling out? Money. What you gonna do with this money? I'm buying me something. I want to go shopping. I want to do. We living in our heads. For many of us, we live in our heads, and we're not living in the right now today. You're not grounding yourself in truth, right? You're not grounding yourself with the truth. Let me just express this to you guys. Welcome to the Rude Awakening. My name is Adonis. I'm the creator of I Am My LifeCoach. It's a self-awareness tool, mental health, right? It allows you to ground yourself without losing control and spinning out of control. I want to thank everybody that joined in and seen my son actually take this leap of faith, and he graduated, right, as a United States Marine. I did not tell anyone this is what was going on. I didn't tell no one because I normally don't share my personal life with broadcast world, right? Unless I can help someone. I came in earlier this week with the intentions that I just possibly might shut down this broadcast, right? And my reasoning for shutting down the broadcast is because for some of us, we have grew tremendously. I Am My Life Coach has taken you from one step to this step, to this step, to this step, to this step. And some people now, you know, you literally have outgrew some of the basic training that allowed this broadcast to get to this point. What I ask for some of us to do is just show a little more respect, right, for where we started at. I Am My Life Coach was introduced as a new concept. It was a new tool. It's an inner concept, right? New concept, inner concept. It was created for you so that you can see the things in your life from a 360-degree angle. You see, there's a difference between a leader and the leader, right? A leader sees things from a 90-degree leader, a 90-degree angle, right? That means wherever they're looking at, they can look and see they are leading the way. But the leader has to see everything from a 360-degree angle. There's a difference between a leader and the leader. When it comes down to your life, you are the leader. But sometimes you find yourself looking for a leader because there's certain areas you just can't lead yourself in. There's many things you have not done before, many things you've never been introduced to before, many things you've never seen before. And this is what sends our life spinning, right? Spiraling. Why? Because we like to question things that we know nothing about. Let me get back to my son experience that I want to use with you guys right now. It's about the value system. For many of us, we don't have a value system. And being that we don't have a value system, I Am My Life Coach has spoke on this many, many years ago, that we need to have a value system. For some of us, we are undervalued because of the family we participate with, the friends we participating with, the community we participate in. So we are undervalued, and that now our values are not what he rightfully belong. Like our values should be in the way we conduct ourselves, right? There's a scripture in there's a scripture that I should have looked up, but I did not, but I do know it's in the scriptures. It says, value someone more than yourself. And I wouldn't have never touched this particular scripture until now. And the reason I'm saying now is because I understand something that I never shared with many of you, right? I pour out of my life. I'm not pouring into no one until I first pour into myself. No wonder why the scripture says your overflow. You only can give from an overflow. You can't give to from something that's not overflowing. If you have not received what you should rightfully receive to help better you, then it's impossible to give it to someone else because it's not even affecting you. Isn't that amazing that everything that you have to give out have to first affect you? But if we don't understand this, then we missing out on a lot of things. And for many of us, we have missed out on a lot of our routes. We have missed out on a lot of our connections. We have missed out on divine connection. I know some of you might have heard, God ain't gonna allow you to miss nothing. God, what's for you is for you. God gonna bless me. I ain't messing up my blessings. I would challenge you on every last one of those things. You guys, this is the starting point for some of us. At some point, things has to get real, like real, right? It's really reality. But for many of us, your eyes gonna come open. But that is your starting point. We into a recovery position right now. In this recovery position, it's requiring you to reevaluate yourself. It's reviving yourself, restarting yourself, refreshing yourself, mostly even questioning yourself. You have to recognize, you guys, that at this point we have grown. This broadcast, the Invisible Crown Army, was set up by God for certain individuals. I did not pick you myself. This wasn't based on who I like or who I thought can get it. This has nothing to do with me, right? This has everything to do with what I'm attempting to do and those that are called to me to hear about this invisible crown. I believe that you guys was called to the invisible crown, but it means you will do a special working on behalf of God. Now, for many of us, this sounds totally like why God didn't tell you for myself. I thought the same thing when I was approached several times in the church that I was attending, and they said that the pastor wanted you to teach. And I'm thinking, why he didn't ask me for himself? You know, he's looking at me every week. Why you don't want me to teach? And did you not know that after 7 months passed, it was me that was looking at it wrong? I wanted the man to come and tell me to teach. But God has sent a word through him, through somebody else, to tell me to start teaching. But what if, when it comes down to you, what message are you missing? What are you looking at the wrong way? Where you looking at one, this is what you can do, what it is you've been taught. You only can do what it is you've been taught. What have you been taught? Right? If you ain't, some of us have not even been taught at all. I understand. I wouldn't know a lot of you if this broadcast wasn't here. Someone called me last night and literally stated to me that I just listened. And they said to me, there's so many people watching you behind the scenes. It's your job to secure our future. You are the one that's leading people forward, and you're giving them hope to press forward. Based on some of the things you say and some of the things you do and the things you post, I can tell the way that you post. You put thought into everything you do. Even, he said, I even watch your upside, your songs you put on to go with your pictures. I don't know who captured this. And he began to read me. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I'm about to shut this broadcast down. Let me take my energy and let me put it in another direction. Let me do something different. And what am I saying, you guys? I'm saying it's our job to make sure we reading it right. If you don't have what it is you need, it's a possibility that you're not evaluating yourself openly and honestly. My son just graduated from the Marine Corps, and they had a value system. Their value system is commitment, honor, courage, commitment, commitment to what I'm participating in. How many things are you committed to that you're participating in? You see, for some of us, we have it wrong, right? What's going on, you guys? What's going on? This is Adonis, right? We are live right now on YouTube as well as on Facebook at Adonis Johnson. And this is about personal development and personal growth and self-empowerment. This particular broadcast is set up in order to help empower you right now. And right now, I would love to give you guys a good foundation to build off of today to help you reroute yourself and restart yourself. One of the things I wanted to talk about is commitment. When it comes down to you, ask yourself, what if you was reading it wrong? What if we keep looking for a relationship to commit into, or we keep looking for a job to commit into, or when you look at the fact that you birthed a child, now you committed, right? This is my child, this is your child. But what is the duties that it don't come out of the child, it don't come out of the significant other, it don't come out of the job, it has to come out of you. So when you talk about commitment, do you have enough in you to sit here and present the best version you can around you? See, committed is to serve. You committed to serve. So when my son took this vow, it was to commit to the country, to serve this country that each and every last one of us live in. Now watch this, you guys. Let's go deeper. Watch this. Let's go deeper. We're not committed to this country. We live in this country. So we believe that, hey, we depend on a police officer when we have violence, 911, what's your emergency? Hey, somebody fell down the stairs, can you send an ambulance? 911, what's your emergency? Hey, there's a fire, a car on fire, can you send the fire department? Hey, what's your emergency? We depend on the 911 emergency system. But guess what? We're not here to serve our country. We're not even serving our country. What if we have wrong? You think you serving your family? Why are you not serving your family the best version of you? You see, we like to believe serving is assisting them. But when have the last time you restarted yourself and said, maybe I got this thing wrong? Serving yourself is not going to get a manicure and a pedicure because you actually paying for it. And you tipping them. Serving is not going to get your hair done or whatever because you paying for a service. So they're servicing you, and in return, you giving them money, right? So you're not providing a service for them. They providing a service for you. What service are you providing for you? Do you watch the way you communicate? Do you watch the way you address people? Remember I said there's a scripture that says treat the other greater than yourself. Why would it say treat? I'm going to find this for the Mighty Monday Meltdown that takes place in the 3 o'clock hour. Why would it say value someone else more than yourself? Because anyone that comes into your life, anyone, value them more than you value yourself is because you need to apply the respect. You need to apply the respect. But for many of us, we don't apply the respect because we don't value. We don't have moral values. Our value system is corrupt. For me to go into the army base, not only did you have to get checked and searched, you have to get out the car. You have to check. They have to check the trunk, check under the hood, check the inside, check the seats. You not only do you have to go across the street and face the opposite way. You can't even look at your car. What am I saying? I'm saying, do you evaluate the situations that comes into your life, the people that comes into your life? Are they irate? Are they all over the place? Are they confusing? Do they communicate well? How they are with their parents? What's their moral system? Do they have a value system? What's their norm? What do they do on a day-to-day? What's their spiritual life like? What's their eating habits? Do they work out? Anything that I can gain. What can I pick up by looking at someone? Are they hygiene? Are they gracefully aging, right? All these things is something you can evaluate, right? To see if it's going to be a threat to your life. So that's one thing that's the moral system for to be a Marine. It's commitment. Commitment to serve your country, commitment to serve the people that's around you that's committed to the same thing. And before you can commit to anyone else, you have to commit to yourself that you're going to always make sure that your clothes is creased up. You're going to make sure that your bed is clean. You're going to make sure that you sitting here, you exercising every day. You're going to make sure you addressing everyone in a proper manner. What is it going to take for you to commit to the best version of you? This is why I think now it says honor someone more than yourself. Honor them more than yourself. At least you have something to strive to. You see, at least you have something to strive to. Many of us, there's no honor. I ain't even got to the word honor, right? That's commitment. Another one of their vows is courage. 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 Because it takes courage every day to walk out into the world and not know where you're going, what you're doing, how it's going to pan out. Some of us, we are so remote control routine that we do the same thing, eat the same thing, go the same place, go the same way, and come home and sound the same every day. We're not even in position. I challenged somebody earlier in the week, and I wrote down for my new book, it stated, the reason why we run into so many problems is because we're not mentally or emotionally, and I didn't say or, and emotionally prepared for the new level. You see, many of us, we want a new level, but we're not mentally prepared for a level we never seen. We're not emotionally prepared for a level we never seen. We've seen it, but we haven't experienced it. You see, you don't get to this level and then you want to prepare. You see, you can't go to the best areas in life and then start trying to practice. You can't get married and then start trying to practice to be a wife. Some of you, we already done failed at being a wife. You done already failed at being a wife. It ain't that you didn't fail, you failed at being a wife. You failed on your part. You failed to do what you need to do. You failed to make sure that you was properly conditioned in the right way. Many of us broke. A lot of us broke. We act and pretend spiritually, but yet we haven't trained on anything. Some of us, we think we know how to pray. How do you pray? I just talk to God. You just talk to him. Really? You think it's just that serious? You think it's just that? You just need to talk to him. Some of us can't even talk to the significant other. We can't even talk to somebody who broke our heart. We can't even talk to our parents right now. You can't even talk to your children. But what makes you think you can talk to God without no proper preparation? A lot of us, we thought we was preventing poor. No. We didn't prevent anything. We literally living in poor. You see, you can go to a new area and you can adapt to that area and live in that area. But there's no practicing. And for others, you can go to the worst area and you can practice in the worst area to be better. But don't you get stuck in this area. When you've been training to be better, God didn't take you over here to be better. He put you over here to be better, right? So once you start practicing and you start earning your stripes, right? Earning your stripes. What am I saying by earning your stripes? Courage. It takes courage to earn your position in society. And for many of us, we haven't earned anything yet. We earned some things. You know, you just birthed a child. That makes you a mother. That don't mean that you are the loving mother. You are the mother that's gonna be. You are this child representation of what a female. You are the first woman that this child sees. The first love is the mother. But what did you put out? Me and my child, we grew up together. We like brothers and sisters. But you're not brothers and sisters. You don't. The reason you and your child are like brothers and sisters is because you took a superior role and you dragged your child through the battlefield of your life and you cried on them, you confided into them. So that was like a brother or a sister. That was like a brother and sister role. But yet, what am I saying is at some point this needs to be broke. You have to recognize now you have to change your position. Whatever position that is, you have to know how to shift. That takes a lot of courage to say, I messed up in life. That takes a lot of courage to say, I thought I had it right. I actually had it wrong. That takes a lot of courage to say, somebody just told me today. They said, was it today? Yeah, somebody just spoke to me today and they said when they was hanging out with their friends in their environment, they did what they normally do, but when it was time to cut it off, some people didn't want to cut it off. And it made them feel some type of way. Because again, there has to be a cutoff for you and where you're going in life. I know we all was put into this bunch together. We all was here together. But at the same time, at some point, there's going to be a stop where you got to get off. There's going to be a stop where you get off the train. There's going to be a stop where that plane lands and you get off. You're going to get in your car and go your way. Somebody else going to go the opposite way. And that's where y'all going to part at. What am I saying? I'm saying this broadcast was set up for amazing things to happen, even for myself. And out of all the times I wanted to walk away, I think about all the times of the friends that I have learned, people that I have gained, people that has prospered off of this broadcast. So I'm grateful to be here today again. I take one day at a time, you guys. One Mighty Monday at a time, one Rude Awakening at a time. So let me give you guys something. I stated earlier, and I labeled this before I forget. I always like to say, why did I label this broadcast what I labeled it? I labeled it pain, right? Pain. What did I write down? Pain is not a punishment. That's what I wrote. Pain is not a punishment. It's actually the consistency and the misuse of inner strength. Your inner strength has never been really strengthened, right? No one never supported it because you never knew that there had to be inner strength inside of you to get through some of the things that you will be dealing with in life. If you knew this, then you will be able to prepare for this. But for many of us, trial and error, for many people that even on the broadcast that I did last week, and I want to say this, is that it saddens me that we still get distracted. When I told you guys, if somebody disrupting the broadcast for you, you swipe to the side so you won't have to see the comment. We have a live stream going on YouTube, right? Just so you can avoid some of the foolishness. But when you automatically drawn to the things that distracts you, then the attack is not on Adonis. The attack is actually on you, because you have to understand something now. When you don't see all the riffraff now you have a lot of ninjas now you have people that hides in the back now you have people that you don't see now, right? Somebody came on my broadcast last week and they stated that, and I have to address this, they stated that, it looks messy and it's messy, and they was talking to me, obviously, and I said, first off, let me ask you a couple of questions. They said, yeah, what's up, right? I said, when you go into a hospital, do you say that there's sick people and there's disease-infested people inside of this hospital when you walk in? So I'm not touching nothing. I'm not walking up in here because people in here are sick and they have diseases and all type of that. Do you say that when you go to the hospital? They said, no, I do not. I said, when you go into the church, do you say there's people in here with demons? There's people in here with impure spirits. There's people in here that's liars. There's murderers. There's prostitutes. There's hookers. People in here trying to take your husband. And man, do you see it? And do you say that when you walk into it? They said, no, I do not. I said, then why would you come on my broadcast and look at the worstest thing about my broadcast and then say that it's messy? Because I can't afford for you to say that, because in spite of all, training grounds, it takes a lot of courage to first come on a broadcast. It took a lot of courage for me to even address that individual. When my son is out there training, Marines are out there training. They're training in simulations, right? They get mud and they getting all these big old hills, and they got to mud it up, and they got to crawl as if it's a real war going on. They got to climb up trees and walls. They got to scale walls. Would you believe they got this big old pool where they got to get their backpack and all their clothes, and they got to jump in the water, and they got to crawl across the water. This is so they can build they got to put masks on the chamber. So if they ever in a situation, they can know exactly how guns, right? Mac, AK-47s, whatever. And they running around learning how to shoot, right, the proper way. Stop right here. This is where I want to pivot at the word courage. What are you training on? You see, for many of us, what if you're reading this thing wrong? What if you haven't trained on anything in this adulthood life that you think you live in right now? You ain't trained on how to be a good communicator. How would you train on being a good communicator? You have to first identify that you're not a good communicator. How much courage would it take for you to realize my communication is off? I'm a bad listener. I don't listen, right? And I always like to talk. And not to mention, when I start, maybe if you start listening, you will recognize how silly and stupid you might sound. And you really realize, like, that was so stupid of me to say that, right? That was very ignorant of me, right? But for some of us, you're not listening, so you're not training, right? So you don't train on how you communicate. What about some of us? We love to be on the phone. We love to look at the phone. But why do you like to look at the phone so much? Why are you on social media so much, right? So there's a training that has to take place. So my sons, they had to lose their phone, right, for 90 days, right? 90 days. Now, if that's a fast, right? A fast, right? But for some of you, you like the biblical teaching to try to make you a better person. How is it working for you? Do it work? Did you get an honor? Did they honor you and say, hey, you know what? You are a first-class Christian right now, right? Guess what, you guys? They even had martial art training, right? Now, notice this. This is going to really wipe some of you out right here. Even in karate, you get a belt. You got a brown belt, a white belt, a blue belt, yellow belt, red belt, black belt, right? My son said my belt is, I forgot the color of his belt. But what color belt are you when it comes down to you? See, your belt represents how much training and what techniques you have learned. For many of us, What training have you been through that you learned from other than the worst? Some of you got drunk and it didn't stop you from drinking. Some of you got in bad relationships and the relationship went upside down. Guess what? The relationship went upside down because you went upside down. The boat turned over. That means your boat crashed. That means your car crashed. That means your relationship crashed. That means your parenting crashed. Why did it crash? Because of your involvement. But you see, if you're not accountable, what belt do you have when it comes down to self-control? Oh, I get it. We evaluate everyone else. So you allow somebody to evaluate you. What if we had that wrong? What if it was your job to evaluate you and recognize maybe you would have told yourself you wasn't ready for this right here. You wasn't ready for this right here. You wasn't ready for this right here. But for some of us, we still have not fully addressed ourselves yet. And once it doesn't happen, now you're saying, I wasn't ready for this to happen. I wasn't ready for our relationship to be over. Your relationship was over before it even started because you still have not identified that anything you participate in requires your energy. Anything that you involved in, it requires you. When you have a child, you take care of your child. Your child don't take care of you. Any idea that you have, it's your job to nurture the idea. But since you have the wrong system in place, you have the wrong formula. Some of us, you only want to be involved with people for recreation. So you have a recreation life. You don't have a relationship. You have recreation. You have when you feel like it, when you feel like being bothered, when you want to do something. I only talk to you because I feel I want to go by myself somewhere. Oh, I don't want to be by myself in this moment. My point is that are you a lifetime partner or are you a recreation of the right now? See, it's just about identifying the truth, you guys. And again, that's what I got. First was commitment. The second one was courage. And the last one was hope. And hope. We talked about hope. Notice I went this one last. In scriptures, I talked on a Mighty Monday Meltdown, and it said, hope deferred makes the heart sick. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. What is this saying? That means your bigger, better, greater is in the things you hope for. When you desire something new in life, that's what you hoping to see happen. But for many of us, we done lost the hope and we just going off of what we know, right? It's almost like dope, right? We're doped up and we're living out of the experience of being in our head, and we're putting no action, we put no work to the things we desire to have in life right now. I recognize that you guys, for many of us that started with IAm My LifeCoach and you watched this growth process, many of us has grown to higher heights because of IAm My LifeCoach. It turned on the light for some people. It opened the door for some people. It closed the door for some people because there's different type of people that's coming on this broadcast and they need different type of things. And for some of us, some of you don't need everything, but you do need something, right? That's with anything right now. For some people need a little financial support. So you go out there and you find a person. I didn't expect to be in a relationship with you, homie. I just knew, I need a little financial support right now, and I get it, but I don't think you're going to be with me the rest of my life, right? Some of you females, the things that you're going around right now, and this is really bad and sad at the same time, is because you have manipulated a system. You manipulated the system. You went from depending on God to depending on man. And I'm not talking about the male man. I'm talking about your own self. You turned your own self into your own problem, and you still don't understand where your answer and your solution at. Every time you get out of a relationship, who do you return back to? Yourself, which is God. When you should have never left God. You didn't have to. We complicate life, right? So I got to give you guys this scripture real quick. And so hope deferred. Deferred just means you keep putting off getting yourself together. You keep putting off training yourself to be better. The only one you trying to present to anything is whatever it is you participate in that moment. You are an expression of the God that you claim you serve. You are an expression. Being that you are an expression, you have to go to him and ask for what you desire so that you can resemble the God that you say you know that everybody else needs to see. But if you never train, you never practice, then we have it wrong. We have not fully understood what this thing called life is about. And before any of us crash, I only want to add some support to you. I only want to add some support to you. Now notice there's a war that's going on in Russia and Ukraine, right? And being that the war is going on, it's affecting the United States and other places around the world. This is the community, right? It's causing gas prices to go up, right? A war going on in another country, and it's causing prices to go up over here, which is affecting every last one of your lives right now, including mine, right? The gas pump. We don't control the gas. We don't control the gas station, but we depend on the gas. And we need that gas to go places. Some of us, we don't even want to alter our life just so that we can accommodate our situation. We will still try to drive the same when you literally plan double the amount for the gas you used to have. So you used to probably pay $40 for a foot up going on using 87. Now you got to pay double, right? You don't want to address nothing. You realign your life. This is what I'm stating to you when I say, what if we have it wrong? We have intelligent people in our lives, and yet they make us level up. We should be leveling up. Yet we will throw stones at them. We will pull them down. The scripture says, treat someone better than yourself. Treat them better than yourself. Honor them, because what is he saying? That means he's using you to be able to look at someone else, but to show respect for the people that's around you, right? We would rather pull them down. You guys, we've been called to a higher standards. We've been called to stand up. That's why I Am My Life Coach is an inner concept. If you heard me say I Am My Life Coach, if any of you ever use I Am My Life Coach, then don't tell me my work ain't working. My work is working for you. Unfortunately, a lot of us has grown. And now the teaching has to be more in depth now, right? Now, no one can just approach you with no anything. I got to give you a scripture, you guys, to go with this. I got to give you a scripture to sum it up because I got to go. Got something I need to do. So I want to give you the scripture to study on your own time. Matthew 22. 22 is my favorite number, you guys. I keep that to myself. Why? It says, Jesus spoke to them again in a parable saying, the kingdom of heaven, bigger, better, greater. See, many of us, he didn't send us to the best place to train. He didn't send us to heaven and then brought us down here and say, you guys going to live the best life ever. No, he sent you to the worst area so you could train. Unfortunately, many just got stuck. You ain't trained on nothing. You train on what you don't like is. I'm tired of that. I'm sick of this. I don't want to bother with that. And guess where you at? You right over here, stuck here forever until you recognize your training should have been getting yourself in alignment for where you're going. Remember, I stated the problem is that we never was mentally and emotionally properly prepared, right? For the new level. That's why even when we get to the new level, we find ourselves right back here again. So let's just stick here and stay here for a minute and watch this, you guys, as I transform this scripture into something that we all can use. It says, the kingdom of heaven is like a king who prepared a wedding banquet for his son. Stop. Prepared a wedding banquet. Bigger, better, greater is the wedding. Whatever your idea is that God gives you, whatever your desires of your heart, that is what you want to marry. That means if you right here and you decide you want the perfect wife or you want the perfect me, I don't want the perfect wife. I want the perfect marriage. I want the relationship where she ain't got to be perfect because I ain't perfect. But what we in is perfect for me. It's perfect for bigger, better, It's perfect for manifestation. It's perfect for the people that's around me. It's perfect for the community. It's perfect for the world. That way, when the world sees it, it's like, man. See, they're not looking at how good your man look. They're not looking at how good your woman look. They looking at the energy that transfer between the two. You see, if you continue to try to please people, God cannot use you because you want to show off the wrong thing. You want to show off a material thing. You want to show off, you have an internal issue, right? This is not your inner concept. You have an inner issue. Your inner issue has to be addressed before you can sit here and prosper outwardly. Many people are patching up and doing patchwork. I'm not here for patchwork. I'm here for the real work. Look at this, you guys. A wedding banquet for his son, the son, Christ. The son, right? Look at this. He sent his servant to those who had been invited to the banquet to tell them to come, but they refused to. Stop right here. I need everybody to listen to this one part. They invited a certain group of people that should have been at that banquet. But you see, once you start living your life, once you get your little money, once you get your little degree, once you feel that you done found somebody that you want to give your little time to, you forget all about your obligations with God, right? You forget this. You put it to the side. So it says, but they refuse to come. Now notice, he's saying this because bigger, better, greater needs bigger, better, greater around. Adonis going to another level, but if I go to another level, shouldn't I be around other people that's going to another level too? You see, didn't I say some people has outgrew because you've been getting fed? Somebody asked me, why did I start this broadcast? I clearly said to them, when God told me to start this broadcast, I said to them, God, what do I tell them? What do I give them? How do I approach them? How do I motivate them, right? He said, give them what I give you. So that means whatever he gives me, I have to take it first. That's good. Here you go, you guys. Take this, right? And that's what I have been doing every time I had a broadcast. Now that done, ooh, them nails need to be done. That has taken us up to the point where some of us has grown tremendously, right? Look at this. So go, now listen, so listen to this. It says he sent them out, but they refused to come. Then he sent some more servants and said, to tell those who had been invited that I have prepared my dinner. Stop. Notice this is a parable. Who's talking? Christ. Higher self. The parable, I don't want you to get stuck in the story. Many of us, we was reading it wrong, and we like to see a movie. We like to go to the movies, eat some popcorn, watch the little pastor tell us a little story. And be like, ooh, won't God do it? Hey, won't he do it? Won't he do it? Yeah, won't he? Then a little orchestra. Did you not notice every time they say, won't he do it? And the orchestra hit the thing, bam, and it's like, woo! And then say, won't he do it? And he's like, bam, bam, woo! Then he hits then the little drummer come on, do, 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 do. And they be like, woo! Because they done tap into you a different way. It's the music that makes it like, wow, whoa. It's just like a roller coaster. Whoa. Like it's in there, boom, 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 boom. And then you got that the little organ playing. Boom, boom, boom. Because your mind and your heart beats to a vibration and a frequency, you guys. Come on now. You got to get this. Don't tell me you can't with me. Oh, yes, you can. Watch this. It says, he sent out his servants to those that has been invited to the banquet. Tell them to come, but they refused. Then he sent out some more servants. Watch this, guys. Servants. I'm finna flip the script now. I normally do this on a Mighty Monday. Servants is your ideas. If God didn't do it this way, he told you a different way. But since you didn't go it that way, he's telling you another way. He's giving you an alternate route. This is the alternate route. Right? This is the alternate route. Every broadcast I put up is called the alternate route, right? This is the rude awakening. The rude awakening is he studies sending servants to your lower self saying, here's another way you can get up out this slump. Here's another way you can get up out of this. Here's another way you can get up out of this. Here's another way. Come on to Mighty Monday Meltdown. Here's another way to get to me. Come on to Rude Awakening. Here's another way. Get the book, I Am My Life Coach. Here's another way. Listen to the podcast. Go on YouTube. Here's another. And put the shirt on. Put the I Am My Life Coach shirt on. Be the message for others to look at you. When they look at you and they read it like, I am my life coach. I like that, right? How many times have you had that shirt on and somebody noticed you? They didn't know your name. They just read the words, I am my life coach. I like that because they spoke it to themselves. See, that's you drinking it first, then you serving it to somebody else, right? See how I hit them nails? Look at this. I'm done, you guys, on this. 5 minutes, I'm gone. Then he sent some more servants out. That's called ideas, right? Tell those who has been invited, I have prepared the dinner. My ox, my fattened calf has been butchered. Everything is ready. See, your ideas and the things you desire to have in life, he already have the plan to how it's going to work out. He already have the A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Actually, he already have it all the way complete. You still stuck down here in lower self and done got comfortable with just thinking you know it all. And that means you don't need a God. That means you over here playing God because the way your life runs and the way things happen for you and the way you used to doing things, this, I know what I'm doing. Knowing what I'm doing, it has you over. Knowing what I'm doing has you over here. God is up here ready for you when you get done doing what you've been taught to do. I'm going to here on here. You can't tell me how to pray. You can't tell me how to talk to my God. You can't tell. But God keeps sending servants down trying to tell you, God said, this is what you want you to do. God said, I am my life coach is what's going to take you. God said, everybody, no, just don't go in my spirit. Over here. So look what he says. This goes to show you, this is Jesus Christ. This is his story he's telling right here. He said, but they paid no attention and went off on his field. Another to his business, to their business. That means what you was doing, right? God kind of called you to bigger, better, greater. You decide, I'm working on my business. This is why I was going to shut my broadcast down. You know, I'm working on my business. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. I'm done trying to be around here with people. Hope deferred, right? This is the example of hope deferred. Here you go, right here. He said the other one went on to the field. The other one went on to the business. Listen, the rest seized his servants, mistreated them, and killed them. See, killed me. Like, tried to kill my broadcast. Somebody called me. I'm thinking they calling me to tell me, man, you know what, man of God, let me pray for you. The feed was amazing. Let me get you back up in strength. They telling me about somebody and what they done text. Like probably 70% of the people that done got on this broadcast done sent me a message about somebody else. Not about my broadcast, about somebody else. And guess what I always say? The same thing. That's not my concern. I'm not here to address individuals. No, until you become a personal client of mine, that means you compensate me. I'm getting paid to be your life coach. I'm getting paid to support you. Then this is just considered extra support for you. But if you never discovered you, then that means you don't know how to be you. Then at the end of the day, this thing is a Rubik's Cube. You got to learn how to put this thing together. I'm just providing you with some support. All right. I'm done on this one, you guys. They killed the servants. The king was enraged. There go God. He sent his army. There go the invisible crown army. This is supposed to be some of you. Right here. He sent his army and destroyed those murderers and burned their cities. Right? This is Jesus talking. My job was to prepare the warriors. I knew that there was warriors on this broadcast. I don't know what happened to them. Okay? I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they out doing the work. But it says clearly right here, he sent the king, it was enraged. He sent his army, invisible crown army, and destroyed those murderers and killed and burnt their city down. Then they said to his servants, the wedding banquet is ready, but those I have invited did not deserve to come. So What am I saying? Bigger, better, greater. Everybody's not going, right? I know I'm going because I'm here. I'm here. I understand this mission. I'm here to do this work. Don't trust in Adonis, trust in yourself. If you believe that this work can help assist you, if you believe you can get to another level, if you believe it's not over for you, if you believe that there is without a shadow of a doubt some more strength inside of you, all I want you to do is understand something. If you recognizing that you fall in those description, what I just want you to understand right now is that you can say this to yourself: it's not too late to be what you might have been. It's a possibility we was looking at it wrong. But imagine what happens when you turn the paper over. You see, for many of us, we could be reading stuff just like this, and we don't see nothing, thinking life is perfect. Life, this is how I do things. And then God finally shows up. You've been waiting on him, but he's been waiting you to keep on doing what you want to do. And he said, wait a minute, you was reading it wrong. This is the instructions. And you're like, whoa, I didn't see this. Focus. Commitment. Some of you committed to every other thing except yourself. So if you never committed to you, how did you commit to anything? If you never committed to you. Some of you never committed to your children. You was committed to being a mother. You was committed to being a father because you still gonna be that. But what does that look like? And now you so committed to that I know someone that sit here now and is like, Dad, now what I'm gonna do? Because you never was committed to you. Even your parents leave. It's like when they got married, they was committed to the marriage. Till they one left, the other left, they gone. You stuck here now like, who gonna help me? Because you commit to you. Did God send someone else in your life? And it'll be 2 committed people, 3 committed people, 4 committed people, 5 committed people. That's committed to bigger, better, and greater. They committed to serve. And before you serve, you can't serve being sick. You got to serve being healthy. But the only way you're going to get healthy is to recognize what have made you sick. And a lot of things that have made you sick, isn't it not the community? Isn't it not the air? Isn't it not what you hear? Isn't it not what you see? All these things has made you and led to you being sick. So now when you look at it, says the king, and he destroyed those murderers and burnt down their cities. Then he said to the servants, the wedding banquet is ready, but I did not invite, but those I invited did not deserve to come. So go to the street corners, here go to broadcast, and invite to the banquet anyone you find. Anyone you find. And that's what the broadcast was built on. Share the free with somebody else. Invite them over to IAm My LifeCoach, because I'm telling you guys, this is an inside job right here. I'm going to park it right there. That's my time for this right here. Remember, you guys, pain is not a punishment. It's the consistent misuse of inner strength. There needed to be an inner concept for many of us. We needed to install one. I pray and hope that IAm My LifeCoach can become your inner concept that empowers you, grounds you, and give you full control to unlock, and unleash your full potential on the world that's waiting on your arrival. When you get there, you show up and you do what you need to do. That's all that matters, is you do what you need to do. Get out of your head of what was. Nobody can take advantage of you because you never took advantage of you. And that's the hurting part. That's the sick part. That's the part that leaves us bottom out and feeling empty, that people have used your ability and you never learned how to use your ability. But today, I hope that I put a block down that allowed you to stand on something, and it's called IAm My LifeCoach. And that's just how it works. Peace and blessings, you guys. Thank you guys for listening. I think I summed that up well. Again, you guys, thank you guys for just for journeying with me. Again, even with my son, it's a learning experience for me as well as him. Totally new individual, human being, right? About humanity and understanding the principle of self-respect and yes, sir, and no, ma'am, no, sir. You know, again, if you don't even code these things, don't expect somebody to have it. If you don't put it inside of them, right? If you don't put it inside of them, don't expect for them to have it. Anywhere you going, no matter where you go, God is already there. I need you guys to understand that. No matter where you go, God is already there. The point is, where do you want to go? And when you get there, are you mentally prepared? Are you emotionally prepared to serve for what it is you want operating in your life right now? That's all I want to say. Thank you guys. Peace and blessing, man. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Oh, wait. How do I? Okay. There you go. Okay. Peace out. Rena, what's up? Rena, what's up? I didn't see you over there. I am my life coach. You already know. And for you guys on this broadcast,